nice to be here, and I'm glad you could come this afternoon. This in itself is a little journey. We don't know where this is going. I don't plan my sessions or teachings or what have you, basically because I don't know who's going to turn up. I don't know what the situation's going to present itself with. I don't know how I'm going to feel. Like, you know, I could spend all week worrying, going, oh, I've got this presentation on Saturday, and, you know, what am I going to say, and how am I going to present it, and what am I going to do? Actually, I just learned a really long time ago, I don't need to do anything, because it'll just come, and it'll be good as it is. And the beautiful thing about that is that I'm prepared to make mistakes. I'm prepared to forgive myself for making mistakes. And that also then is part of the lesson. Perhaps people can see that in me and realise I'm not reading from a set of prepared notes or quoting from, you know, the Buddha's teachings per se, but recalling from my experience. And I think this is how, unless it's an intellectual or academic teaching, I believe that teachers should really be teaching from their experience and not, you know, here's a lesson that I prepared earlier, and just delivering it across the board regardless of who turns up, and maybe fixing to perhaps some time schedule or other such things. So, as we said, we're going to cover a few topics. The talk is Let Love Flow. We've got a few things that I'd like to cover. One thing that I found is really important, and that is forgiveness practice. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that. Also, self-acceptance, which has just come back up on my radar recently, which is a really amazing practice. It's not necessarily something that I received through the Buddha's teachings, but it is definitely, it definitely fits in with especially the topic of metta, or loving kindness, or unconditional love. And self-acceptance also goes very well with forgiveness, and we can also include self-honesty in this as well, which is actually a difficult task for many of us, to be really honest with ourselves. And relying on our self-awareness, perhaps developing and increasing, practicing our self-awareness, which then leads to our self-wisdom. So we all have our own level and degree of wisdom that we perhaps don't know about, perhaps we don't access it, perhaps we don't use it as much as we should, and sometimes we don't really value it. We often think that other people are more wise than us, so they'll come or go to a wise person to ask questions and to get their answers. So sometimes people will come to me and asking me, thinking that I'm their wise person that they should go and ask questions to, which is a good thing. I appreciate that. Welcome. But sometimes they come and ask me questions and I say, what's the answer? And they kind of look at me, but as if to say, well, that's why I came to ask you. But I can see that they actually can answer this question for themselves. Or what they're really looking for is confirmation. That they know what the answer is, and I can see that they know what the answer is. But they want to ask the question so that a wise person will then confirm, yes, you are wise, you do know the answer, that's exactly in accordance with this or that or what have you. And I know this is also true because I do it also sometimes. I have a hunch about something. I think that I know something, and I know it from perhaps my instinct, perhaps my experience, perhaps my intellect or my knowledge, but when I get a chance to meet a great teacher, I then will ask some deep or tricky questions to see, is that in accordance with what they think and how they believe and what they teach and what they live. So, however, these days I don't do that as much as I used to. I do know that I can answer my own questions, and I also know that if I can't answer my own question, it's only a matter of time. I only have to wait a little bit longer, maybe be a little more patient. Sometimes what we have to do is review the question. Sometimes you're not asking the right question. And that also takes wisdom because people also say to me, I've had this question on my mind for a couple of years now, and I can't find the answer. And it's like, maybe the question's faulty. Maybe you're not asking the right question, or not asking the question in the right way. And perhaps you're getting answers to the question, but you're rejecting the answers, or you're not listening to your own answers. So this is relying a little bit more on your self-wisdom, and self-wisdom here can also translate as intuition. A little bit of your gut feeling. Maybe even being brave enough to make a mistake. You feel that something's right and you think, no, I feel this, I'm going to follow it and see what happens. So it comes into decision making as well. When you are not sure about which way to go or which way you should do something, and you've got a choice or a few choices, and then we become confused or stagnant, we become stuck because we don't know which way we're going to go, so we freeze. To be able to just say, okay, how do I feel? What do I feel is the right way? And then just say, what the heck? Let me do it. And you just make a decision. And you go, and if it's wrong, you find out it's wrong. And then you've got your lesson. Or you go and you find out that it was right, then you got your lesson. So both ways, it's a lesson. It's not about, you went the wrong way and then beat yourself up and punish yourself and say that you're stupid because you made the wrong decision. No, it was just an experiment. What happens if I go this way? What happens if I do it this way? Or I say this way? Then let me see what happens. Or what happens and it turns out wrong then? Or a mistake, or harmful, or not what you thought? Then that becomes a lesson. Let me do it another way next time. So we live and learn. This is a beautiful thing. So part of what we're talking about today, me and all the others with me, my teacher used to say things like that. He would be talking and he'd say, we. And I was like, who else is with you? And I'm not referring to just this physical being that's sitting in front of you, but perhaps other teachers that teach similar things, perhaps the greater teaching that comes from what I'm sharing with you. And we as in maybe a greater spiritual community. So what we're talking about today is letting love flow. And it's not that love doesn't know how to flow, it does, and we don't need to push it or drag it or make it flow. Actually what we need to do is find the impediments to the love that we already have. What is impeding or blocking the natural flow of love? So really what this starts with is mindfulness. Our ability to see and know what it is that's causing the blockages for love to flow in our life. Mindfulness is already something that we all have. We're all born with it. It's a natural mental faculty. And in fact, it's a really important mental faculty or part or function of your mind, because it's even down to things like, where did I put my car keys? Or where did I park my car? Or, remembering to, wash the dishes, or, do your daily chores, or even at work when you have many functions to do, remembering which ones you have to do first and which ones you have to do last. This means that mindfulness also comes under remembering and reminding. So it's not just the act of observation, but it also has a greater meaning of remembering and reminding. So I'd like to just share with you perhaps a little relaxation, a little settling into the moment, using a little bit of mindfulness, and we'll probably do a little bit of concentration as well, perhaps concentration on the breath, and perhaps a little bit of loving kindness to set us up for something that we're going to work with later on. So just sit yourselves comfortably, put down anything that you're holding on to. We'll come into stillness for a little while. Stillness as part of meditation becomes really important. Your ability to discipline yourself and to be mindful of how we make little movements, little adjustments, or maybe itching or scratching or adjusting your hair, or little twitches and things that we do all day, but we are actually unmindful of them. So to be able to put yourself into a fixed position, and it can be anywhere you like. If you're a person that tends to fidget, it might be better to actually lock your hands into a position in the middle, so that you won't naturally just be, scratching or something, or you'll become more aware of your habit to do that. Otherwise, your hands gently in your lap or on your knees, could even be palms up. The reason we close our eyes in a meditation or in even a relaxation is just to let go of the outside world. Meditation is really an invitation to coming inwardly, coming to your senses, coming to awareness of the body, and also mental states and thoughts that arise and flow through our mind every day. So just feel your body generally, perhaps feeling where your feet touch the floor or the mat that you're sitting on. Feeling your legs and where your bottom is on the cushion, on the chair. Feeling your back a little straight but relaxed. Perhaps feeling your arms, your hands, and allowing them to relax. Relaxing your shoulders and your face. In fact, relaxing the whole body from the top right down through your entire body. Perhaps like a wave, perhaps like a lovely warm shower, or a cool waterfall, whatever suits you. Just a lovely flow of awareness from the top of your head down through the body. And as you breathe in, relax. And as you breathe out, relax. And starting to really feel each in-breath and each out-breath. Enjoy your breathing. This miracle of the breath. It keeps you alive. We forget this. We become so caught up in the stories of our mind or the dramas and events that unfold externally that we forget that there's this little miracle, perhaps a huge miracle, of the in-breath and the out-breath and the associated heartbeat and all the other systems that function perfectly within your body to keep you alive in every moment. So really enjoy to breathe in and to breathe out. And this enjoyment may even become gratitude, thankfulness. It's not thankful to any external being, but if you prefer and you like to do that, go ahead. But just a gratitude for the breath itself, for the giving and process of life in this moment. Sometimes this gratitude may be felt more like respect. A respect for life. A respect for the opportunities that you have. Those you've had in the past that have brought you to this moment. And those that have arisen or are arising in this moment. And those unknown opportunities that are yet to come. Miracles are happening now. They happened in the past. They are happening now and will continue into the future. Dramas and traumas also may happen. Perhaps they are miracles, lessons, teachings. And perhaps along with this respect for the breath, there may be even some level of love. Obviously not romantic love, love that involves another person, but more of a respectful love, perhaps a sense of contentment, an absence of the blockages of love, an absence of anger or fear and worry. As you just feel each in-breath and each out-breath, the mind relaxes. And there's a beautiful acceptance accepting the breath as it is. If it's short and quick, let it be as it is. If it's long and deep, maybe slow, let it be as it is. Or perhaps it's just normal, medium. No need to control your breath, but use mindfulness to know the breath as it is. Perhaps feel the temperature on the in-breath at your nostrils. Here, slightly cool on the in-breath, a little bit warm on the out-breath. So we find the in-breath is different to the out-breath. Different sensation, feels different. It's because it has a different function, different purpose. It's a different process. For example, you can smell on your in-breath, but not on the out-breath. Sometimes the in-breath feels light, fresh. Out-breath may feel a little heavy, perhaps a bit stale. Sometimes the in-breath may feel a little dry, and the out-breath slightly moist or humid. So not only is the in-breath different to the out-breath, but also every in-breath is a new experience in life. You've never had this in-breath before. It is unique as you are. And you will never have this out-breath again, this in-breath again. Every in-breath is brand new. In this way we understand every experience in our life is brand new. You can never have the same breath twice. You can never hear the same sound twice. 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 Every time it's new, even the ticking of a clock. Every sensation in your body is new. Every pain or ache in your body, you may complain and say, this old pain is still here. That old pain is in a constant state of evolution. It may be getting worse, it may be getting better, but it's changing. It's a process, it's energy. Every smell, every taste, every moment of seeing, and therefore every thought also is new. Even you think about the same topic again and again, repetitive thoughts, habitual thoughts. Every one of them is new. Same old topic, brand new thought. And the same with emotions. You can never have the same anger twice. Never have the same happiness twice. This awareness leads us to insight, clearer understanding, realization. And this manifests as wisdom in our own mind. This can transform your life. It's very simple, I know. It may not seem deep and powerful, but when you understand this process, it is life transforming. So let a thought come, let it go. Let an emotion or mental reaction, let it come, let it go. Watch it, feel it, perhaps identify it, even if you want to name it, label it. Watch it come and watch it go, like everything else in your life. So as we are sitting here, all of our bodily functions and systems are all working. All your organs, the respiratory system, the nervous system, digestive system, all the systems are working. Actually, perfectly. All your senses are working. Seeing, hearing, tasting, smelling, feeling. Thoughts come and go. Mind is working. Emotions coming and going. Awareness is present. Your mind is working. Actually, everything is perfect in this moment. Self-acceptance. Allowing yourself to be exactly as you are now. No resistance. No wishing to be something else or someone else. Just this. And perhaps just realizing, sitting here now, you are safe. I know I feel safe. I feel peaceful. And I feel healthy. In this moment I can honestly say, I am safe, peaceful and healthy. I am safe, peaceful and healthy. It can become a little affirmation. If you'd like to repeat it to yourself, you can. I am safe, peaceful and healthy. How does it feel? Do you like it? Is there a sense of contentment? Perhaps it feels a bit strange. It's okay, you'll get used to it. I am safe, peaceful and healthy. I find it quite beautiful. It's also our human right. Everyone has this privilege. Some of us don't experience it. Some do and they're unaware of it, don't acknowledge it. But once you know what it is, and you know you're allowed to have it, you start to enjoy it, embrace it. I am safe, peaceful and healthy. How beautiful. Perhaps when you really feel it, you'd like to share it. You could say, may my mum be safe, peaceful and healthy. May my sister, my brother, may my child, my partner be safe, peaceful and healthy. Whoever comes to mind, share it, send it out, let the love flow. Let the beauty of your heart flow to others. We can't guarantee that it arrives at the destination, but we send it with pure intention. This is pure love, unconditional love, without expectation of any thank you or anything in return, because it's well springing up from within us. We already feel the benefit of this. Then we share it out. We let it flow. And not just people you know or love or care about. It can start to extend to strangers, perhaps the person sitting next to you, or in front of you, or around you. Perhaps the person that you know is in the next room, or in that car, or in that building, or in this neighborhood. And you start to send metta to beings and people that you don't even know. Why? Because you understand that they want what you want. You want to be safe, peaceful and healthy. Perhaps you need to be safe, peaceful and healthy. Perhaps you realize that you neither want it nor need it, but it's already present. So we're actually discovering it, uncovering it, opening it, releasing it, liberating it, unblocking it, and letting it flow. It can flow anywhere. May all the birds in the sky be safe, peaceful and healthy. May all the animals in the forests be safe, peaceful and healthy. All the sea creatures. In fact, all beings. Unrestricted, unlimited, boundless loving kindness to all beings. May all beings be safe, peaceful and healthy. Just as I am, may they be. And again, just coming back to feel your body again. Coming back to your senses. Coming back to check your mind. How do I feel now? You might be just sleepy. You might be in a state of uncertainty. You might feel lovely. Just acknowledging, how do I feel now? Can you name it? Can you allow it to be as it is? Can you accept it? And coming back to your senses, come back to feel the body. Feel your contact with the earth, with the chair, with the cushion. Come back to hear the sounds of the room. Come back to your breath, breathing in, breathing out, and relaxing. Whenever you're ready, if you wish, you may open your eyes. Be aware of seeing. Again, colour, with light. Feel your eyes, your mind. Start to move. Feel your movements. A little bit slowly, a little bit mindful. Have a little stretch if you like.